I'm in the economics department talking to two of my professors about my future. One of my professors thinks I ought to pursue a PhD in economics. At the very least, I should be looking at a master's degree. Probably that would get my toe wet, and then I would get a PhD later. The other professor thinks I should study law and go to law school. In addition, I've already been doing some of my own research and thought that maybe getting an MBA or a Master's of Business Administration would be the right thing for me. Even further, I've got a finance professor who thinks I should study more in the investment space, specifically the Chartered Financial Analyst, or CFA designation. These are a lot of choices, and I'm not used to having a lot of choices, not with my upbringing. So this is why I'm talking to these professors. I say, tell me what I should do. I'm thinking, one of you wants me to go get a PhD, one of you wants me to go to law school. I've been researching both of these. I've been researching all this other stuff. Make this decision for me. They don't. Instead, they asked me one of the hardest questions I've ever been asked. And it was simply this: Derek, what do you want to do? What do I want to do? I want you to decide for me. That's what I want. Right? So I'm frustrated, irritated. I want you to make this decision for me. I've never in my life, I'm 24 years old, I've never had this opportunity to pick what I wanted to do. I was the guy that floats around for circumstance to circumstance, reacting to whatever life does to me, picking the best of the 2 or 3 choices that I have available. They're saying, what do you want? And I don't know. I'm clueless. So I'm on my own to decide what to do. Now, 2 years later, I'm drinking a coffee in the library, studying for this Chartered Financial Analyst exam. Well, I should say I'm studying for this Chartered Financial Analyst exam. I'm always looking for excuses to not do this. The reading, the math problems, the word problems, the flashcards, the memorization. I just need a break from it. Instead, I'm reading a little brochure from CFA Institute. That's the organization that administers the CFA exam. And this brochure, naturally, is all of the reasons everybody should become a CFA charter holder. One of the reasons that I'm drawn to, based on my upbringing, is the little chart that says, here's how much you're going to make. Here's the premium for being a charter holder. Now, the first thing I see is how high the bar chart is for investment professionals who don't have the charter. Wow, that's a big number. But then next to it, I see this bigger number that says the same people who have this charter make $100,000 per year more. They make the regular salary plus $100,000. That's reason enough. So it is. Head down, keep studying. Now, I don't know why I would need that kind of money. I don't know really what it looks like to have that kind of job. All I know is that I'm following this rule that says more money is better. The blind pursuit of more is what I should be doing. This is my ticket to get more. Right, so what I've never done is I've never really taken the time to design my life. I didn't even think that was an option, to tell life what I want. Further, if you ask me what's the money for, I would look at you with a stupid look on my face. Like, what do you mean, what's the money for? It's there to collect. It's there to be a trophy to show you how good I am. Okay? So what we want to do is figure out how can we design a life and use our money as a tool to live that life that we will be happy to look back on from our deathbed. Find out more right after this. Hey, it's Derek Hagan. I am a certified financial behavior specialist and certified financial therapist professional here with another Money Health presentation. I'm going to talk about living on purpose with purpose. If you like these videos, head on over to moneyhealth.blog/weekly where you can sign up for Money Health Weekly. Let's talk about on purpose with purpose. So financial purpose, something that I call financial purpose, is the intersection of designing your life, right? So that is living on purpose, picking the life you want, life design, and then using your money as a tool to live that life, answering the question, what's the money for? That's living with purpose. Now, that intersection, that's what we call financial purpose. Okay, so what we can do is we can take those two elements and mix them together. I probably don't have to tell you this, but money is one of the most stressful things that we encounter. It's one of the leading causes of conflict in relationships. It's just stressful, and it's stressful for everybody, us and them. They're the same. This is the reality. But we have this blind spot. Let's go back to this one. We have this blind spot. And this blind spot is the fact that we are the center of our own universe. We know exactly what we're experiencing. Your experience has to be communicated to me somehow. And there's always going to be something lost in translation. I can only experience my experience, right? You can only experience your experience. That's important because when you take that and you mix in this other idea that says we don't like to talk about money, money is a big taboo topic. In fact, we will do everything we can to make it look like we are better with money than we are. That means that I know exactly how much financial stress there is. If this is me up here, I know exactly how much financial stress I have. But when I look out, I can't experience your financial stress, one, but two, I'm looking out and I'm seeing people that seem to have it together. So my perception is that everybody's got their stuff together except me. It feels like I'm the only one because we've got this blind spot that prevents us from understanding that everybody feels financial stress. Now, layer on top of that the fact that money touches every area of our lives. There are other taboos. Religion. What religion do you follow? I don't know. What's your political leaning? What's your sexuality? Who's your favorite sexual partners? What kind of things do you do in the bedroom? What's the weirdest health problem that you have? These are all uncomfortable, icky things. But they don't touch every area of your life. You can have a normal conversation and talk about none of those things. Not so with money. How much do you make? How much was that? How much was your house? How much does your job pay? How much was your raise? What kind of promotion did you get? Those are also icky. But those touch every single area of our lives. And even if we try not to, we're still sending signals, whether we like to or not. What do you wear? What do you drive? Where do you live? Those are signals that tell other people how much you have or don't have. Now, with confidence, you don't care about these things. Once you know that your money is aligned with your values and you're living that perfect life. But for the untrained person, that's a problem. This is money, and this is life. And that's a whole lot of overlap. Touches every area of our lives. Now, our ancestors, they didn't pass down to us genes that were good for financial skills. They passed us down genes that were good for survival. Survival skills and money skills are opposites. They're not the same thing. All the good things to do with money would have got your ancestors killed. The people who did the things that are good with money, saving for later, hoarding that money, not spending everything right away, those people didn't survive to become your ancestors. Okay, so money's everywhere. There's nothing equivalent of money in nature, and yet money is the 21st century survival skill. So it's really, really difficult for a lot of people. So living on purpose is going away from this reactive living where you're chained to life and you're just letting life happen, floating around from circumstance to circumstance. Where are we going? What are we doing? What are we doing in 5 years? Don't have a clue because it hasn't happened yet. Right now, if we can switch that over to intentional living, which is, this says we're going this way, where you got life on a little balloon and you're taking life with you. You are the one that's in charge. Now, of course, setbacks are going to happen. Things are going to get in your way. There's going to be struggles, challenges, stress. Everything is part of having a life. But if you know what you want out of life, you can redirect yourself back to it when those challenges and setbacks happen. Okay, so once you know what the money's for, okay, so let's design that life. Let's figure out what you want. Then you can use money as a tool to live that life that you want. Now, that means you have to decide and design the idea that says, what's the foundation? What's the money for? Why are you earning money? So after your basic needs are met, there's research that suggests money doesn't buy happiness. So if you're not going to buy happiness with more money, what are you buying? What's the point? You don't strictly, in the strictest sense of the word need, you don't need any more money. But you are making money and you want more money. Why? What is the money for? That's what we want to answer. Now, once you have that solid foundation, all of your financial decisions will be viewed through the lens of your financial purpose. And here this guy's built up his pyramid correctly. He's sticking a flag in the ground that says, I've got money health. I've got my financial health taken care of. What's the money for? Put together what I call a financial purpose statement. What's the money for? What you want out of life? You can ask the question, what's money's role and purpose in my life? And when you answer that question for yourself, memorize it. Write it down. Keep it with you. Say it over and over and over again. Because I want that to be the lens through which you view all of your financial decisions. Now, we can talk about stimulus and response. When there's something happens and we respond to it or we react to it, if that's too close together, that's impulsiveness. So if we can grow the space in between stimulus and response, between impulse and purchase, between thought and action, then we're more likely to make an intentional decision. We're more likely to know that we're making a decision. And if you're sitting in here thinking about your financial purpose, you are separating the space between stimulus and response. Separating the space between your thought and your action. And when you do that, you're going to live more intentionally. You're going to be able to design this life that you're going to be happy to look back on. You're going to live a life that's free from regret. You only have one life. Live intentionally.